Malaki Starks. I have heard absolutely phenomenal things about this guy. They're saying he's Brian Branch or Kyle Hamilton 2.0, which is incredibly high praise because that means you are like the rangiest guy ever with incredible ball skills and an incredible tackler. Like, you can do everything. You can do everything. You can fill any role on the field. It is the highest form of praise to be compared to one of those guys, I think. So I'm very excited to watch this tape because of the great things that I've heard. But also, I know he got hurt in the spring, and I'm watching games from 2024. So I'm curious to see if it looks like he's lagging a little bit. And then I will also at some point go back and watch film from 2023 to see if he looks any better pre-injury. But I'm going to pull up the TikTok live here so I can watch the chat in there also. And we will get started. We're watching his game against Alabama from this year. Typically, if I can watch a game against Alabama, I like to, because they just have so many good players. Even though Texas was kind of the team this year, you know, I mean, they went to the semifinals, man, and they were dang good. They probably could have went on to win the whole thing, but they didn't. So we're gonna watch Alabama here. Jalen Milroe, Ryan Williams. Should be a lot of fun. So you got Starks here at the top. Looks like they're going too high shell to start here. And they're going to rotate back into some sort of cover 3, it looks like. The middle, number 2 drops. Number 12 is getting back, and 24 kind of stays on his third. Flies downhill after the catch. A little hitch route. I'm curious. Okay, so they sent a corner blitz. This is a... So they send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This other safety drops down, and he's supposed to stay, right? And so he's trying to flare out. This kind of looks like quarter, half. Like, right? Because he's dropping to a deep quarter. He's dropping to a deep quarter. The linebacker's flaring out, and he's supposed to guard this hitch route, but he gets caught up by 45. This could honestly be offensive pass interference if we're being very honest with ourselves here. And we can be honest. This looks like offensive pass interference. Like, just straight up holding him, man. Like... It's very quick, so I get them not throwing the flag there. But, man, that's... But as far as Starks goes, he's in his back pedal as soon as the ball's released. Hits this T-step, plants, drives on the ball carrier. It's not a bad play at all here by him. I mean, this ball is caught at the 35. Williams turns upfield, and he's already closed 5 yards of space. And he ends up only getting yard and a half, 2 yards after the catch. So not a bad play at all there by Starks. This does not mean we're getting a review on Starks next week. I should start doing that, though. That would be smart, right? If we say, oh, we're going to watch this guy, watch this game of him, and I watch him on the FanDuel stream the week before. That would be smart of me. But no, we have not decided who we're watching next week. But if you have any recommendations, I'm happy to hear them. Future Seahawk, man, we'll see. We will see. I've seen a lot of people say he's like a top 10 prospect, which again, I mean, the praise that Starks gets is pretty insane. Let me see what the current I kind of gauge things by like the PFF big board, and Starks right now is their 7th ranked player in the draft, which is incredibly high, especially for a safety. But I am very big on drafting safeties. They got him on the same side. He's trying to communicate coverage switches. They throw a screen here. Starks doesn't have to do anything. But good job at the top here, just kind of communicating the shift. Communicating who has what. Because, I mean, what do we see here, right? They snap the ball. Or like before the snap, Williams is shifting over because they've got no receivers out here. And he's saying, hey, you've got that guy in the slot. You need to scoot over. Ball is snapped. Milroe turns to throw. He flies down, makes the play. I mean, this is good communication. And it's one of the things that Kyle Hamilton is really good at in Baltimore. You know, we just watched Mike Green, and we were all pretty big fans of his. He seems a little erratic. Like, he doesn't have a ton of control all the time. But that could be mental more so than anything else. I think he's got a deep enough bag. I watched him a number of times, like use his hands correctly, have good speed rush moves. I've even, seen him against Ohio State put on some pretty good power moves as well. Just like straight bull rushes, some push-pull. You don't see it a ton with him, but for a guy his size, to see him do it at all is a good sign. I think he's got decent play strength. I think he's a really great athlete. But just like the occasional like mental lapse and getting washed down on plays where he should be holding the edge better. That stuff I want to see get cleaned up. But as far as talent goes, I think he's right there, man. To quote Matt, just draft the good players. That's what they say, man. When Brian Branch fell as far as he did, I always thought that was crazy. Brian Branch was a top 10 prospect for me in that class. I can't believe he fell as far as he did. This is a good job playing the mesh. So they've got him playing lower here. And once again, look, he's talking, communicating the coverages. So this is a good sign. The fact that Georgia places that level of trust in him to kind of call out they can kind of call out they place a lot of trust in him to call out the coverages. That's a really good sign. Mike Green can get gashed by QBs who can scramble. We picked up on that. Again, that's a matter of discipline in his rushing. We were watching a game where we're like, man, if this quarterback could scramble, I think he could have gotten away from this pass rush. But he was just like a rock in the pocket. That is the one thing. But again, we said similar things about Quinion Mitchell coming out of Akron, where it's like, oh, well, he didn't play anyone, but the athleticism, the skill set was so good. And even though there were like a lot of mental mistakes and a lot of things that you really shouldn't be seeing from a guy that's so highly regarded as a prospect, it worked out because number one, he went to a good organization. If he goes to a team that can coach him well, like he's gonna end up being really good. It's gonna be situation for Green. But this is a great job by. So this is man, right? This is man all day long. And you see Starks. Very patient, and as soon as he sees his opening, he flies down. They're playing mesh here, and he just gets on the hip. Really good job there. Because mesh is a pure man beater, and they played this perfectly. Again, look at him talk, and then just fly. Right, and it would have been really easy to over pursue this and run into the other guy. He doesn't. He stays on the hip. I mean, just perfect coverage. Man coverage against mesh, and it worked to perfection. Carson Bruner. I have not watched him yet, but the NFL could use some more good linebackers, man. It really could. Offsides, free play. Incomplete. Starks knows it's a free play. And so he's just kind of literally just taking on contact here. They know, you know where the ball is going in this situation. It's going to number 2. Not a bad ball there by Milroe, really. Got hit too. That's a great ball. Oh my goodness. Look at this throw by Milroe. Free play, knows exactly where he needs to go. Dude, gets crushed after this throw. That's roughing the passer in the NFL, by the way. Gets absolutely crushed. Look at this. That's a dime. Dude, that's a dime. Williams can't pull it in. That is a perfect throw. I don't think Williams expected to be that good of a throw. Wow, what a ball. All right. So he's playing high again. Are they running mesh again? Yeah. But I think, yeah, they ran it against zone this time. This is mesh against zone instead of against man, and it just gets blown up. And this time they've got Starks playing high. Oh. Fine pursuit. He was pretty far away from the play. Just patient, waiting. And if it breaks, he's going to be there to make the tackle. Oh. They got Starks on the other side. This is interesting, you know. Starks has been lined up on the left at like the bottom of the screen so far in this tape, and they haven't thrown it to this side of the field one time outside of the hitch here in which Starks came up and made the tackle like right away. The one time they move him to the top of the screen here, they threw it deep down the right sideline. Again, not a bad ball by Milroe. Great tracking ability by number 3. That's crazy, dude. That's a lot of respect. Like as soon as they move him, they're throwing it to that side. So now they move Starks back, bottom of the screen. Let's see him in the run game. Not bad pursuit here. Get close to the line of scrimmage and just track him down. 15 is the line of scrimmage. He gets right on it. Running back gets a yard and a half. That's not bad. If you notice, like, the only thing that could have, it's not bad in the sense of like effort, but as far as like a true pursuit on this play, it probably would have been better for him to just kind of sit, wait, because like I know what he's seeing, right? And we'll go to the other angle and you'll see what I'm seeing that he's seeing. He's seeing this gap right here. He's seeing this gap open up. And at this point, he is technically the widest man. So he's like, I have to be here to fill this gap. He's setting the edge. So I've got to come in here and fill. And really, this guy should probably make this tackle. I think he gets held here. Oh, and the ref threw the flag. Okay, so yeah, I was about to say, this is probably the guy that needs to make this tackle on the outside. Starks does a good job of like trying to get it and fill this gap. My critique would be that I don't think it's his gap responsibility. I think it's probably number 3 that needs to come down, and then Starks is the guy to, if he breaks contain, you flood out and make that play. And so I think he can sit just a little bit. I think he can sit a little bit more relaxed. I think he can be a little bit more patient here. Like, I don't think he needs to come all the way to the line of scrimmage because that's what allows the back to get, like, that extra yard or two. If you watch, like, what Kyle Hamilton will do, Kyle Hamilton isn't trying to, like, guess where he's going to go. Like, Kyle Hamilton sees where he's going, goes to that spot and just, like, dead angle there. Just, like, the banana peel straight there. Well, not straight, but it's, like, right here. Can I draw on the screen? I don't think I can. But, like, just comes straight downhill and makes this tackle. I think him coming up to the line of scrimmage, like, again, I know he's trying to, like, play this gap. But I really think, like, he wins his rep here. He wins his rep here and gets held. I think you could have just kept the outside leverage the whole way and probably made this a tackle for loss with yourself. But it's not bad if you look at it from the perspective of, like, oh, he plays this gap and then he's also able to get outside and play the outside. But I just think that gap responsibility belonged to number 3. Mike Green measured in at 236 with average arm length. Yikes. Not great. But here's the thing, right? Is we can sit here and say, oh, well, that's not great. And it's not. But also, let's understand that, like, the tape is the tape is the tape. And if the tape is good, unfortunately, like, the measurements don't really matter that much. Like, they matter, but, like, not that much. That's all I'll say about Mike Green. Okay, so they've got him at the bottom of the screen. Well, not quite the bottom, but, like, bottom right of the screen here. Zone coverage. What's the coverage here? It's probably cover 3. Yeah, they got him playing a little bit of box action in cover 3. That is not good. Got your ankles broken by Jalen Milroe. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what happened on the last run. Like, he comes up. Like, he needs to take a more aggressive angle in tackling. Like, understand where your leverage is. You've got help here. You've got help here. You've got help here. Fire straight downhill. Like, you breaking down, I think, is what gets you broke. We'll watch from this angle, but I think his pursuit and I've watched this play before from Milroe. This is a crazy play from Milroe in the run. Like, jab step to the left, somehow is able to plant and get to full speed going to his right. But then, like, come on, to fall for the pump fake here, like, why is that freezing you? And then you're getting beat to the edge here. That should not happen. Brian Branch and Kyle Hamilton, don't let this happen. This is a moment where you need to flow straight downhill and make this tackle. Like, why are we freezing up here? He is past the line of scrimmage, dude. The line of scrimmage is right here at the SEC logo. It's close. I'll give you, it's close. But, like, who's he going to throw to, man? Like, again, understand, like, he's not fitting this in this window here. Understand where you are on the field. Understand where everyone else is on the field. You have so much leverage if you just flow straight downhill. Like, who is he throwing to that somehow it's your responsibility? If he throws it across his body here, that is not your responsibility. Flow downhill and clean his clock, man. Oh my gosh, just brutal. Receiver is definitely the position I feel most confident evaluating. Receiver, and I feel decently confident evaluating like DBs. But like receiver is definitely the position that I feel most confident evaluating. Oh man, that was not a great rep by Malaki Starks here, but it is a great play by Milrow. This jab step is absolutely nutty, but Starks has to make that tackle. So now they've got him kind of out wide here. And okay, way to get off the block here and finish the play. This is much better. I was worried that it was going to be a Jalen Milrow run for a touchdown at the rate that some of this stuff has been going. But good play by 17 to trip him up. Starks finishes it off. Yeah, good job getting off the block there. They're hurrying up here. Where's Starks? In the middle. He's coming downhill and touchdown. You just got to shoot this gap, man. Like, this is what I'm talking. It's too passive in the gaps. It is. It's too passive coming downhill. Like, you have... Like, why are you freezing? Dude, the gap is open. Why are you freezing? I mean, okay. Are we concerned about Milrow keeping this? I don't think that's your responsibility. You have someone out here to handle that. If your assignment is this gap, then you need to hit this gap. If your assignment is to play the mesh point and read this, then you shouldn't be shooting this gap. Right? That is how I feel like. Dude, I mean this is what 3 straight plays basically where he's had an opportunity to come downhill and make an absolutely back-breaking play for the offense or against the offense, and he just doesn't. This should be a tackle for loss. Look how wide open this gap is. And if Milrow wants to keep this, fine. Again, 17 is here to make you right. Right? Like, if Milrow keeps this, you have another player out here, right? He's watching this RPO. But if Milrow keeps this, guess who's going to be the first man there? 17. And then you can come help clean up. But if your assignment is to shoot that gap, shoot the damn gap, man. Oh my God, it couldn't be more open for you. That's crazy. That's crazy. It feels like he's too scared to be wrong, which is so anti-Hamilton / Branch. It is. And it's not even like, I don't even know if it's afraid to be wrong. Hamilton and Branch are just so aggressive. They're so fiery downhill. Now, again, I know that he came off an injury this spring, so I'm willing to give some benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was better at this in 2023. And they still do give him a lot of control as far as communicating on the defense, which is great to see. And, like, I think he's smart in figuring stuff out. But, like, dude, fly downhill. This is QB power, all right? Let's see what he does. Oh, get off the block, dude. Oh, my goodness. Damn. Get number 1 on an NFL roster today. That was awesome blocking from a wide receiver. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, he had you in a straight jacket, man. That's awesome. Great blocking by that receiver. Again, like, This is empty backfield. This is empty backfield inside the 10 for Alabama. Knowing who they've been this year. Like, dude, why are your eyes still here? Get your eyes around. Like, get to the football. Why are we still, like, shuffling? Why are we... You're just now getting your head around, dude, your back's going to be on the floor. Your back's going to be on the floor. Milroe's eyes aren't even looking to throw. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you watching him? Why are you watching Milroe, bro? He tucked that ball immediately. You get popped. You get popped. Untouched. Not great. I mean, this literally rotates for you to make this play. Say, 17 drops to like a single high. I mean, you are the guy that has to come out and make this play and come downhill, and you just don't. Just doesn't look super effective as like a downhill tackler. Oh, God. Oh my God, you're getting manhandled. No! No, dude. No, first of all, get number 1 on an NFL roster yesterday. Jesus Christ, who is this? Chat, look up who number 1 is on Alabama this year. Wide receiver. This is like the best blocking I've ever seen from a wide receiver. That is insane, dude. Look at him go. Look at him go. 15 yards down the... Dude, no. This is crazy. Where's the line of scrimmage? The line of scrimmage is the 15? 15 yards downfield, 20 yards down, 25 yards downfield, he's blocking. Oh my goodness. No, he's the GOAT. No, he's the GOAT. Oh, dude. I've never seen wide receiver blocking that good in my life. All right, is this pure man coverage here? Looks like it. No, not quite, because the slot guy passes this off. So it is zone. Probably, what, just cover 3? Looks like it. Okay. This is fine. I think he's upfield shoulder against a dig route. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Maybe you could play this a little bit tighter, but it's not man. And you do have to respect the fact that it's like 2 receivers, so you have to have a little bit of outside leverage there. I'm not too mad at this. Kendrick Law, 350 career yards in 3 years, but hey, Noah Brown hung around for years by blocking. No, dude, I don't care how many yards he has. He is the best blocker I've ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness, that rocks. That rocks. Yeah. Not like a bad rep here. I get that he's a DB, but like he's a safety. And they're lining him up in like a lot of different places. They're lining up in the box. They're lining up in the slot. Like part of the reason why I picked this game is because he was going to get lined up in a lot of different places. He plays, I think, like 70 snaps in this game. It's a lot of football that he's playing. I just want to, like, if he is the Brian Branch, Kyle Hamilton that people think he is, like, he should be able to play all of these roles very well. What app do you use to watch film like this? So I'm using, so I get my film from Caddy's Cut-Ups on Patreon, but I'm watching it on, the app is called, I think it's like, what is it? Pot Player. It's like one of the few things that will allow you to like go like 1 second at a time, or sometime I think you can set it to do 1 frame at a time, which is really nice without me having to like go into a video editor to do that. All right. So they've got him lined up kind of in the slot again here. But they've got him so far off, so they just run this slant here. So, I mean, they could have thrown that. And honestly, I think he would have been in good position to make the tackle here against Williams. Like, this T-step is good. Plant, get downhill. Like, he's been good at that against routes, and he makes the tackle here. I don't remember. Let me make sure I save Kendrick Law real quick. All right. Is he going to the draft this year? I don't see him. Okay, he would be 2026. Okay, wow. Interesting. Yeah, I think he's gonna stick around the league for a while, man, if he's blocking like this. He's at Kentucky now? Oh, okay. I will have to keep watching him. Okay, yeah, I see this. Transferring to Kentucky December 20th. Wow. Yeah, that'll probably be a good addition for them. And I would imagine that he probably gets drafted. In 2026. I'm excited for that. All right, where's Starks again? We're watching Starks here, not Kendrick Law. So, what are we seeing? What is he seeing here? So he's rotating to his right. So they're giving you kind of this split zone look. Do they hand it off? They do. Who blows this play up? Oh my God, number 13 is that? That's a great play. Knocks the guard back, knocks the tackle back, forces this run to be bounced way outside. Corner comes up and makes the tackle. Why does Starks flow so far inside here? Okay, so he's probably seeing another gap, kind of like last time. So we need to see this from the end zone angle. Okay, yeah, I see what gap he was thinking that he might cut through is here. But again, I really don't understand why he thinks that he needs to be the one to make this play. There's two guys here that are going to make this play before he will. I think, again, he needs to kind of keep a little bit more high leverage here, high outside leverage. Like, you've got guys coming downhill inside to make this play. You don't need to be the one to do that. But he does get off the block and would have been in position had number 6 missed this tackle. But so would, again, 3 other guys would have beat him to the spot. And he probably could have gotten there sooner if he stays here and comes downhill. Number 13 is who? Michael Williams. Yeah, we're saving you, dog. Yeah, PFF has him ranked as their 18th ranked prospect in this class. That's pretty good. Sack numbers aren't great, but as a run defender, his run stop rate is 7.6%, which is pretty great. And I mean, just watching that play, watch the push that he gets here on this offensive line. Takes on 2 guys, I mean, and he's the one that blows up this run and forces it so far outside. But it's also not great vision by 22. Like 22 could have gotten a much better run if he, maybe not. I mean, this gets really just eaten alive here by the Georgia defense. Great play by 32 to come back inside also. So that's kind of a tough play. I won't give 22 crap for that. More QB power here. Where's Starks? They've got him lined up here. Okay, yeah, that's out of range for him. This is the right thing. Just kind of float up top. Let it come to you. All right, now they've got him over here. This is a wheel route. Oh my God, what a throw by Milroe again. Are they just running mesh again? Dude. Okay, so they're running mesh again. It's man coverage the whole way. So this is tough, right? If you are Starks, how do you get through this? It's tough. I mean, that is about as difficult of an assignment as it could possibly be in man coverage. Maybe you argue he has to come down sooner. Like as soon as he sees this break, he needs to come down. But this could be a whip route. I think he needs to stay on top of this for at least as long as he does. Maybe the thing to do is not try and play through this, but to play over top of it. But, man, that's tough. Seen him mocked to Indy because he plays like Jesse Bates. You know, from what I'm feeling, I don't think he's dynamic or versatile. I don't think he's versatile enough or physical enough to play as downhill as Georgia is asking him to. It probably makes more sense to keep him as like a true deep safety, right? I mean, just based on what I'm seeing from this one game. Like, he's got the communication down, right? I think he's got communication down. I think he's got, like, a knack for reading the quarterback and, you know, playing deep zone coverage. Jesse Bates would be a good comp if I could find examples of him playing, like, more deep safety. Quarter is it? It's the first. Okay. Yeah, again, this isn't his play to make, but what is he? Okay, so he's staying home in case of the Milroe pool, which I think is fine for him to do here. This is not his play to make. 17 needs to... 17 tries to take on that block, and who else is trying to get out there? It's just 17. 2... I think 2 needs to play this more aggressively outside. I get he's playing Milroe too, but like, I mean, they've got everyone playing Milroe. Everyone's eyes are just like, oh, but what if Milroe takes this? And that's what lets this be a touchdown for number 5. Is like the fear of Milroe taking this up the gut. Which, like, I don't blame you. Because if he pulls this, it's probably a touchdown also. Right? They've got 77 as the lead blocker. And I think Milroe can run over a DB to get in the end zone. You watch the film against Clemson and Kentucky and Auburn, and he plays really great slot corner, and he's a great tackler in that game. I don't think that he's like a bad slot player, and I don't think he's a bad tackler. I just don't think he's aggressive in like picking his spots, like shooting his gaps. That's what I want to see more of. is like when you have an assignment and when you have a downhill assignment, come downhill. Like fly downhill and make that play. Right? When you see something is coming downhill and when you see something that forces you to come downhill, like go and make that play. And a lot of times he's just staying over top. Or not even staying, or just like being a little bit too passive in those decision makings. Nothing he could really do there. They got him down here at the bottom. I think this is good coverage here. Right? I mean, this is a tough route concept to guard. I'm trying to figure out whose responsibility this is. Because you've got... I think 6 is doing a fine job, but I think number 10 probably needs to stay more inside, knowing that he doesn't have help here, but he does have help here. But this is a tough route concept to read, because if you stay here, he's throwing here, and even though 6 is technically here, like this is a running back in space, you can make someone miss. Like it's not an ideal position to be in. But you would probably, I think you have to trust Starks up top. I think 6 has to stay down and 10 has to stay in. Because right now you have 2 guys like guarding the same space. And then you have like 3 guys guarding like 1.5 spaces. Or you got 3 guys guarding 2 spaces, I'll say that. You have 3 guys guarding 2 spaces when you need like 1 guy in each space. Like really. So. But that's not on Starks. Yeah, I don't want it to make it come off like I think he's a bad or a bad tackler. Oh, dude, here's number 1 again. Throw that shit, man. Oh, that's so... Dude. I wanted to see him just let it rip. No one was open, though. Good play by Starks here to stay home. Yeah, it's a really good play. Patient. Let it develop. Like, I think as a coverage player, he's pretty dang good. The Cowboys coaching debacle. Oh, brother. What are they doing now? Another play that I don't really expect him to make. I mean, look how deep he is he's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and yeah, I mean he's flowing just to make pursuit there, but that's just like if it happens to break. Oh, what a trick play by Bama here. Good reaction, discipline by the Georgia defense here. All right, so they're bringing Starks down again. He's got outside leverage here. Okay. They're doing another zone read. It's another zone read. All right. Milrow. I think in this moment, Stark's only responsibility is to play Milrow. Or really it's just to keep outside contain, which in this case it means play Milrow. Dude, come on. Mind you, I had not watched the play yet. What did I say? All right. They bring him outside. He is clearly the last man outside. 11 is crashing on the back. Perfectly fine. Dude, why are you so far inside? At this point you have already lost. This is like the 5th time this film where he's just like not played his assignment correctly, but this is one where I think he just didn't play his assignment correctly. Like, there is no need for you to fly this far inside. No reason at all. You are the most outside man in this scenario. You end up coming so far inside. Like, probably 5? You were outside the logo. You're not on the screen. It's probably, 7 yards inside? You made it almost to the hash. You were off the screen, and you made it almost back to the hash. Like, dude, this is bad. Dude, it's just, that's horrible. And it's like, I don't care how athletic you are. Jalen Milroe's the fastest quarterback in college football. He's probably going to run a 4.3. Like, do you realize how crazy of an athlete you're going to have to be to, like, full stop and then, like, try and chase him back outside? You're not going to do that. Oh, my God. It's like every single time one of these plays happens where it's like, clearly Starks is going to be the make or break player on this play. And it's like every single time that's been the case in the run game, he hasn't been the one to make the play. Now, again, like, this is a great runner in Milroe, but, like, you are supposed to be a great player yourself. This is the worst game of him. Okay. So maybe I'm being a little too harsh if this is his worst game. But, like, damn, that's really bad. That's really bad. We're gonna watch this back again, dude. That is really bad. Ugh. I just can't get over, like, he specifically moves out to this, like, ultra wide, like, outside the most wide defensive end here, and crashes on the running back. And so all he has to do is, if he flies straight downhill, like, literally just run straight at Jalen Milroe, and you probably get, like, a 3-yard tackle for loss. But instead, you bring yourself, like, he brings himself to the line of scrimmage and inside, and so you get absolutely torched. It's not even like, I've seen him take better angles than this, even in this game. It's just, he sets himself up wrong. Like, he doesn't start his pursuit. Like, this is just him, like, setting up, right? Like, him getting in position. He doesn't start his pursuit until right now. Like, that's about as good of a pursuit angle as you can take in that situation. But, like, oh my, like, there's just no reason to come down there. There's no reason to do that. Like, the gaps are all filled. Like, there were, in some of the other plays that we've watched in this game, there have been examples where, you know, the B gap's been open, and so you're thinking, well, if the running back cuts through there, he can crash in and make that tackle. But then there's plays where the gap was open, he could crash it, the running back ran there, and he didn't. He didn't crash the gap. And now we have here where there's no gaps open, and he's trying to still, like, show like he's going to crash the gap, goes to the line of scrimmage and gets torched around the edge. I mean, it's just so many different examples of, like, not being able to make these. Like, really, this is a simple play against the run. This is a simple play against zone read. And he just sets himself up wrong. I don't understand it. Maybe overthinking it, but, like, that's like the 5th time it's happened this game. Dude! I'm trying to defend you, man. I'm trying. Brian Branch puts this guy in a hospital, by the way. Just saying. Like, oh my goodness, dude. Just arm tackle. I mean, pure arm tackle. We probably won't do prospects interviews again. There were some pros and cons to that. I liked some aspects of it, but partly because we don't have our partnership with Wasserman anymore. But there's also just like it's sometimes a little bit awkward because you can't like really ask them about their tape in the way that you would like them to. You can only ask them things that like make them look good, which is a little bit difficult. But if we had the opportunity to interview a prospect, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Just pure arm tackle. I mean, dude. I mean, you watch it. You watch it happen. He like moves off to the side. Just not very aggressive there. This is fine coverage, I think. He's doing a good job of like reading Milroe's eyes, and he sees Milroe wants, to come to this side. He opens his hips here. Milroe takes off to run, steps up. Let's see his pursuit angle here. That's fine, I guess. New Stay Hot TikTok out now. No way. No way. Dropping. We've only got 2 routes here. You've got to get back. But the ball's already out. Okay. I think he's been a fine player like in coverage. But I think he's suspect flowing downhill. Like if you are able to have a game this bad in run support, it says a lot. Once again, just gets crushed blocking. And I guess that's a tight end, so it's not so bad. And him taking on that block allows number 2 to make this play. It's not the worst thing in the world, but like he hasn't been able to get off blocks really. And where is he? Okay, there he is. Slot again. True coverage rep here. Man coverage. All the way across the field. It looks like he's step for step here. Right? On the upfield. Loses it for a second. But I think he holds it just long enough. Right? I mean, definitely could be. I mean, he looks like he's in a dead sprint here, and he's getting like lost. Yeah, I mean, a good NFL coach would probably make it work. If they were playing a QB who could consistently work the middle of the field, he'd be getting torched. Maybe. I mean, we haven't really seen that this game. Here's the thing, right? I know he got hurt in the spring, and so I am curious about 2023 tape to see how that fares. Because I had a feeling, like, just looking at the numbers, I had a feeling I wasn't going to be super impressed by this game. Again, just, like, not a super punishing tackler. Like, I get it's, like, a bigger guy, but, like, Dropping his head, not wrapping up. Nothing for him to do there. Run gets blown up in the backfield. I remember this play. Great throw by Milroe here. Dropped by the tight end, intercepted by 17. This is legitimately a great throw by Milroe. Again, like his reaction to routes is pretty good. Like he breaks on this well. I do think he's a solid coverage player. But a top 10 player, a top 10 pick in the draft, I think would be insane. Just based off this game. If you told me on this game, if you told me to like decide if he's a top 10 pick based on this game, I'd say there's no way. Yeah, Fangio would be a good guy to get this player. I think even Flores would probably make it work. Or Tomlin. They got him in the slot again here. A lot of slot reps. Ball's out. And this is the thing, like so many of these plays just kind of end up being dead because Milroe like gets off that side of the field so early. And like once he's off it, he doesn't come back to it. Oh, this is a great play. Oh, that's a great play. I saw that from a mile away. Oh, that was awesome. This is what I've been waiting for, man. Like, the perfect amount of patience. Let the play develop. Don't get too aggressive. Don't do anything that's going to put you out of position. Just wait. They do this reverse flea flicker back to Milroe. Throws it back across to number 5. Oh, and he reads it the whole way. Oh, he read it the whole way. What a play. Oh, dude, what a play. That's the branch. That's the Hamilton stuff that we've been looking for. Like, really, truly. This is what we've been looking for. This is where people say he's like Branch, he's like Hamilton. That is the kind of play you want to see. Just the perfect, like, pure instincts. It's like, something's up here. Let me not just fly straight downhill. Let me stay home, relax. The only thing you would want to see better is you would want to see him absolutely clean his clock. But outside of that, it's a perfect rep. How are we on time? It's just after 8. How are we on the film? We're at 62%. Okay. I'm going to try and get us through this. I have to go at 8:30, but I'm going to try and get us through all of this game. They got him in the middle here. What is this, quarters with him playing middle? Oh, that's exactly what it is. They might have gotten away with a PI there. So Milroe's just keeping this. Starks is up top. It's fine. That's fine again. They've got him up high. He comes down. What is this? Just like stick spot? Yeah, I think he plays that fine. Kind of mesh-ish. Hospital ball there, potentially by Milrow. I think this is a fine sit on top of Williams there on the route. They got him playing middle here. He's coming down to run. Okay. Back has to get outside. I don't think he... Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine. It's quarter 3, near the end of the third. All right, so now they've got him. It's kind of the most deep halves here. Good hit by 17. Oh, here we go. All right, man. This is like every play that has gone your way so far, you've messed up. Like literally every single one. All right. Milrow is throwing the ball here. He is throwing the ball. I mean, this is the bomb, right? This is the bomb, right? Against Starks. It's Williams on Starks, 1-on-1, ball in the air. What happens? Oh, no! No, dude! No way! No way he gets an absolute highlight reel against you. Anything but that. Anything but getting on a highlight reel. Anything but getting on a TikTok clip, man. Anything but that. This isn't bad. Like clearly disrupts the catch, but you have to finish this play, man. And like the fact that this took him so out of the play at that point, I mean, it's a great rep by Williams, man. But like, dude. Oh my goodness. It wasn't even like horrible coverage. Okay, so let's dissect this, right? This is fine. Open your hips here, right? Williams is showing you outside. Gives you a little wobble, comes back in. This is a good speed turn to get around. I think you got to stay over top here. I think you got to stay. I think he tries to close on this a little too soon, and that makes the reach for that play, for the reach for the ball there really hard. I think if he stays higher on that upfield shoulder, he's going to have a better chance at like ripping through the hands instead of trying to like reach for the football. I think he's like, I think he got greedy here. Thought he could get a highlight play himself, get an interception. Comes up just short, and Williams ends up with the one. I really don't think that's like bad coverage. I think he just got greedy at the end. I really do. And let's see the end zone angle here. Yeah, you can see it. It's like he takes his eyes off of Williams' hips, and he's looking for the ball. He tries to undercut it. Doesn't get the jump that he quite wants. And it ends up being a catch. It's a tough play. I don't think it's totally like a bad play by Starks. Williams is ridiculously fast, and he's got, great body control, all that stuff. That would be a crazy play. if he could make that. Like, really, I don't think he plays this poorly. It's just a little bit of bad luck and like a little bit of bad. He's a little early on this at the end. I think if he just stays high on the upfield shoulder and kind of plays the football there, I think he has a better chance. Maybe undercutting was a good option there. I don't know. Because like he was a little beat, but I think he's just giving, like he's really step for step here. Like he's really there. Like he's got maybe a step on him, but he's kind of playing this upfield shoulder. And if this ball's like out here, yeah, I mean, he's cooked. But with the ball being here, I think he's in position to like rip through the hands. I really do. But I don't hate like the idea that like he could undercut and intercept this, but just doesn't quite get the reach on it that he wanted. I don't know. It's a tough assignment. And guarding Williams is a tough assignment. But again, like the expectation is that the expectation is that he is a top 10 player in this class, you know? And if you're that caliber, then you need to be able to hang with like the best of the best in college football. Is he getting blocked out of oblivion again? Oh, God. Okay. There we go. So, okay. This is what I wanted earlier, man. Just flow downhill. But he does kind of the same thing here. It just works this time, you know? Tries to do this inside setup. Not even trying to do this. It's just like kind of bouncing, following. And I think that's why it works here, is because Milroe does the same thing. Right? Milroe's kind of taking this inside, hits his jab step, then comes out. And because they're kind of flowing at that same rate, it works this time. As opposed to the last time we saw this, it was pure zone read. Milroe went straight outside. So this worked out better for Starks, but it's a good pursuit. And this is the thing, like just like I said last time, like I thought his pursuit angle on the play was fine. It just so happens that like the setup was wrong. This time the setup matched Milroe's setup and the pursuit was right, so he was right. It's a good play. And a good tackle at the end too. Right? Get low, wrap up. He tries to hit you with the stiff arm. Got him in the slot here again. I think that's good step-for-step coverage there again. I think he's played slightly better towards the end of this game. He's had a few good plays. Oh, get out there. Yeah, that's fine. More slot reps for him here. Screen away from him. 9.5 to go in the fourth. Oh. The high ball. But I don't know where Milroe was supposed to put this, really. I mean, that's a tight window to try and hit. And Starks is right there on top of it. Milroe probably should have thrown a better ball there. And if he did, like if he let him more in front, Williams probably would have scored on that one rep where it was like a juggle play. Yeah, again, this is super away from Starks. 'Cause, 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 'cause That's a really tight route. Yeah, I mean, if Milrow wants to throw this over the middle to number 5, it's open also. They got him playing high this time. They get the stop. Kind of doing this same quarters look with him underneath. Two high safeties. He's flowing down. Run goes away from him though. He's on the other side, lined up against that slot receiver. Does he catch this? If he does, that's a heck of a catch. I mean, that is a crazy catch. Not a great throw by Milrow here. It's a pretty good break by Starks. This is not a good throw. Super far inside. Receiver makes a great grab. Throws it away from him. Okay, we're gonna make good time here. Gotta make that tackle, man. It's right in front of you. I don't hate the straight downhill approach this time, but you've got to make this tackle still. It's short, but you've got to be the one to make that tackle. We're not watching number 4 or number 3's film. We're watching number 24's film. 24's got to be the one to make the tackle here. Gets juked out, though. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's this play. Not on Starks, thank God. Yeah, man. Heck of a catch, heck of a touchdown. That's the tape. That's the tape. Overall, general thoughts. That's a tough read. Knowing the expectation, knowing the level that people have Starks at right now, I'm definitely underwhelmed, definitely a little disappointed after watching this tape. But at the same time, I'm willing to give a pass to, like, this is probably the worst game on tape that he has from what I've heard from you all in the chat. I know he's injured, or I know he was injured in the spring. And so I'm going to keep watching some more of him, as we get closer to draft time. But just based on this game alone, I mean, this would not be a first-round player. Like, no way, no how. He's the athleticism looks fine. The downhill stuff was really bad for the most part. I mean, it was really rough. I mean, he got caught on blocks probably 4 or 5 different times. He caught being passive in his gap selection 4 or 5 different times. Just not good in that aspect. Like, as a player against the run, he was a negative in this game. I thought he was neutral against the pass. The Ryan Williams play was just absolutely nutty. I don't know really what you're supposed to do there. He was a little behind in coverage, but I thought he was in good enough position at the end to make a play there. And Ryan Williams just made the better play. But overall, just based on this film, would not be a first-round player. Not at all. But again, we will continue to watch more. Yeah, I mean, definitely not Branch, definitely not Hamilton. Branch and Hamilton did not have games on tape, like not even close. They did not have games on tape this bad. No way. No way, no how. Those guys were excellent. They were especially absurd downhill run defenders. They flew to the football, incredible range. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like you're not. I can't see him being a top 10 player. Like that's why I picked this game because I'm like I know he's probably gonna have opportunities against Williams. He played 70 snaps, opportunities in the run game against Milroe, opportunities against Williams through the air, and he just didn't make the plays necessary. So yeah, going against other superstars, you need to be a superstar if you're going to be considered a top 10 player in the draft. I didn't see it in this game. Again, I'm gonna watch other games, and I'm sure I'll find better film on him for sure. But definitely not the most excited I've ever been about a safety. And if we were looking at like the top 10 or top 5 prospects in the college football playoffs, he probably wouldn't have made that list either. Like, I mean, Abdul Carter was in there and Ashton Genty. I mean, is he even better than his own teammate, Michael Williams? Benjamin Morrison was in there. Jack Sawyer was in there. Like, there were a lot of good players. There's some offensive linemen in here, too. James Pierce was in there. Josh Simmons is really good. Kelvin Banks Jr. is really good. Those are, I mean, at this point, how many of those guys would you rather have Starks over? Not many, if any at all. So, not loving him at this point, but again, we'll keep watching more and hopefully we'll come to a better conclusion next time. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know. Tweet at me, DM me who you would want me to watch next week. I've watched a few of these guys already, but I keep seeing people want to see Luther Burden, so maybe I'll watch him. Maybe I'll watch another DB. Maybe I'll watch another receiver. Maybe I'll watch a linebacker. But